This is part 2 of credit scores. If you missed part 1, go find it. You're not going to want to miss it. We are talking about the differences between the companies that generate FICO scores and Vantage scores. Now, these two companies, they've got a lot of similarities, but they also have a few key differences that kind of yields different results. So both of these models are running on a score from 300 to 850. Now, with FICO, they consider excellent anything over 800, and they consider pretty darn great anything over 740. With the Vantage model, anything that's over 781 is considered awesome, and anything over 661 is considered pretty darn good. They call it prime and super prime. So they have different names, but they've got the same meanings. Now, looking at FICO, it's not going to generate a score unless you have had an active trade line or an active account for at least 6 months that you've actually been drawing activity on. Once that happens, it will start generating a score. Now, their score is off of several different factors and they're weighted, kind of differently. The main, brunt for both of these models is that they're looking at your payment history, positive and negative, really mainly over the most recent 2 years has the highest weight. How many accounts you have, how new the accounts are, how often you're using them, which is utilization, and also what kind of credit balances you have. So if you've got a credit card for $1,000 and it's maxed out at $1,000, pretty negative. If you've got a credit at $1,000 and it's 30, 50% or less, and you've got some open credit, then that's reflected a little bit more positively. And then it's also looking at new accounts, including new inquiries. Now, Vantage scores are going to start reporting immediately. As soon as there's any credit reporting, it's going to pick it up and it's going to start generating a score. Now, it was designed to be a more sophisticated system and to utilize a little bit more of a longer time span than a snapshot at a single moment in time. And because of that, it ends up being a little bit more forgiving for singular negative credit events. But obviously, with both models, if you have continued negative activity, it's going to affect both a FICO score and a Vantage score, because they're both trying to gear to the same thing. They're both trying to help lenders determine the best credit decisions based on their individual models that they're using. Now, as far as bad credit goes, there's definitely credit tips out there. If you have a good loan officer, they're going to be able to go through your credit with you. If you don't have a score that's quite ready to get you there, they should be able to give you suggestions to help. They should be able to give you a timeline, some recommendations, some things that'll help improve your score. If you don't have a loan officer that's willing to go through those things with you, go find somebody else.